Blessings, my love, and this is my offering to the divine, Gemini solar season, new moon in Gemini that is upon us on this day. And this teaching extends through all time and space, to all beings and all those who are sentient life on this planet Earth. May the power of Gemini move through your body, mind, soul on this day. Awaken. Remember. Allow for the life force of energy to move through your beautiful body. Every human being on this planet is infused with the power of Gemini on this day. You do not need to have Gemini in your birth chart to access, anchor, and assimilate this incredible power into your being. We offer our bodies, our minds, and our emotions ceremony every day to bring ourselves back to earth, back to our being, back to our body, to remember, I am more than I believe myself to be. In my beautiful body, my beautiful thoracic cage, my beautiful rib cage that supports and protects all of my internal organs, helps me move this incredible being. It's aching. So we're going to learn how to touch our body. We're going to learn how to touch our connective tissues, our fascia, our muscular system, the incredible cells that make this body. So I'm going to practice feeling the lateral aspect of your rib cage, the outer aspect. The word lateral means outer. Shake the tensions in the lower body. Really encouraging all humans to try this. Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about what you are worrying about. Just allow yourself to move energies through your body. You can do these things sitting down. You don't have to be standing. You can modify anything. You're not going to do anything wrong. Just move slow, learning to explore sensations, learning to tune into tensions and tissues that have been stuck and tense and inflamed and adhered for a long time. And this is one of the most inflamed parts of the human body right now, just where the abdominal fascia and the abs attach to the ribs and the pelvis. And so when we help open up this area, we really create more mobility in the pelvis and in the rib cage and in the whole transition between the lower and the upper body. We're also helping lymphatic fluids move through the abdomen, just helping ourselves get to know ourselves and touching ourselves. This is a beautiful menstrual cycle self-care practice for all people, connecting to the tension in the spine, connecting to your spine, acknowledging you have a spine. Like, my ass is so tight, it's gripping at rest. And so we do this practice to connect to the tensions that cause our muscles to contract at rest. At rest. I'm trying to help my nervous system rest. I'm trying to help my body come to a place of more relaxation. So I'm looking for tissues that feel really dense and tight. Underneath the superficial fatty layer is intense muscular tension. Allowing yourself to touch different parts of your body, touching different parts of your tissues, connecting to different tissues, and feeling your body. There's so many tools that you can use. Some of my favorite tools, just using a ceramic wonton soup spoon. One of my colleagues, when I first started my practice, taught me that her dad taught her how to do this. So it's like gua sha. And traditional Chinese medicine is an ancient technique of connective tissue treatment. So we're going over areas of stagnation and restriction, especially the attachments off the pubic bone. So anyone that's experiencing pain from menstruation, any sort of bloating around the uterus, anyone that is experiencing endometriosis or PMDD or any sort of dysmorphia or any pain or dysfunction around the uterus or around your cycle, any human that has a uterus in their body deserves to explore this sort of self-care. This is a gua sha jade tool, Guasha, gua sha. There's so many different kinds of ancient Chinese medicine tools, but really, like, we can use anything to explore our soft tissue tensions. So really, like, spending time going over parts of our body that are really stagnant and sore, and we're helping move the fluid, move the tensions, break up areas of adhesions between cells, protein bonds that just need to be encouraged to let go. I'm showing you just the outer lateral aspect of the pelvis, the hip, the ilium. I show this all the time because it's really important you tune into this. Your body self-healing is a spiritual practice. Your physical body soft tissue healing is energy healing. Your body soft tissue muscular self-care is energy work, self-healing work, shadow work, grief work. We really are doing incredible work by showing up to this body every day. And it's fucking terrifying most of the time when we've been brain trained to ignore ourselves. And the power of Gemini move into you on this day and forevermore. And over the course of this solar month especially, may the power of Gemini move into you to give you the desire to dig deeper into the stories that you carry around in this body, this pain, these attachments at the pelvis and at the sacrum, exploring alignments. I could never even do this sort of squat position before. My body would just shake and I'd fall over, but we practice. We show up and we practice movements and exploring and stretching. You can do this in the shower. We can teach our children how to do this. When you have pain, it really is just your body saying, hey, I'm really stuck over here. I've been doing a lot of work over here and I need you to help me rest. Will you help your body rest? And allowing yourself to explore your body every single day. You can do this work every single day. You're not going to hurt yourself. Being mindful of how hard you're pressing into yourself, exploring the densities and saying like, okay, can I go a little bit harder? What is this sensation? What am I feeling? Right? The power of Gemini helps us process that consciousness in our mind. What am I feeling? Using the pillows and using different ways of propping yourself up so you're comfortable with yourself as well. I just use like old couch cushion and a yoga pillow here, but really you can use anything. You can help support yourself as you continue to open yourself up, right? You can do like this goddess pose squat. This is how I trained myself first before I could even do it. I'm like, I want to be able to open this all up, right? I want to also love this part of my body, this lower part of my beautiful pelvis that somehow somebody taught me to hate and to feel is so gross and disgusting that somehow it needs to just be eradicated and it needs to disappear. I refuse to try to make myself disappear any longer. Bellies are beautiful. Bellies are where we came from. That center wound right in the middle of your abdomen is the original scar, the original wound of where you came from. Root into sacral chakra healing really is getting closer to where the fuck you came from and what you're doing with your life now in spite of any other person, what anyone else has ever said or done to you. You deserve to bring yourself back home. Use some groin tension in the right side of my pelvis, so I'm really acknowledging that tension. You can play around with stretching, play around with positioning, play around with your own consciousness and your own body and your own concept of how you feel about your body. I used to think that my body was so disgusting that I needed to just destroy it, hurt it. Somebody taught me that there was something wrong with the way that I looked. Nobody ever taught me about the majesty of my body. So feel your sternum, feel your solar plexus, feel the rib cage, the attachments of your abdominals here. And if you are pregnant or postpartum, especially if you have hardcore anxiety, trauma, this area, just opening this area every single day is a meditation for life. The meditation of connecting, seeing how the fascia connects from the chin into the throat, all the way opening into my throat. Power of Taurus season that we carry into Gemini season. I activated my voice. I opened my crown in Aries season. I opened my third eye and my throat chakra in Taurus season. And in Gemini season, we open up this anchored energy into the upper limbs and the nervous system and the connection between our brain and our spinal cord and how this powerful energy comes through from the universe into this divine body. My Merkaba, my incredible star system that I am, this incredible force field around my body, sacred geometric power that you are, simply for being a human. The new moon is such an incredible time for you to be able to activate the truth of yourself within thee. help bring your energy into your body by spending time in ceremony today and every day. You can give yourself time every single day to reconnect to yourself, reconnect to your body, your mind, your emotions, and your spirit, your breath, individual muscle contractions and movements, opening up areas that are dense, sore, stuck, tight. Give yourself the love you always longed for. Hold yourself. Mommy, daddy, hold me. Hold me. How come you won't see me? Don't you love me? For if I wasn't somehow dysfunctional, disgusting, unworthy, unlovable, I believed I was all of these things because if I wasn't, wouldn't you love me? But what I realize is we have really come here into this density, into this darkness, as these beautiful star seeds. And so much of the way that we were reared forced us to go deep into the earth, deep into the darkness, deep into the ground. And we are awakening, feeling along the triple warmer meridian and the outer aspect of the triceps and the density that's trapped into this area, holding on for dear life, holding on, pushing. This is an awesome, just a wooden self-massage tool from Bali that I got for $5, and I carry it in my purse with me everywhere, and just connecting to this tissue. Muscular pain and fascial dysfunction and restriction and rotational patterns truly can be transformed and alchemized with consistent connection and soft tissue care. 2 to 2.5 minutes into areas of deep adhesions, just spending, you don't have to go so hardcore, and just spend time feeling the sensations into this area. You can put oil as well. I really encourage anyone to put oil first. You can also do this over clothing to start as well, just to start feeling like, oh my gosh, this is so stuck, it's so sore here, right? So spending like a certain amount of time like working into that area, bringing the oxygen and the fresh blood and the nutrition and the essentially reinstating the water state back into this tissue that has become so dense and so dehydrated because of chronic tension and chronic stress. Self-nurturing and self-care is the ceremony of all. And in medical astrology, Gemini rules these upper limbs and rules the triple romer meridian and these lines of consciousness that come from source into the body, in through the nervous system, and in through all of the nerves that feed into every part of the body. Clearing this tension underneath the sternum, beside the clavicles, the pectoralis minor and major muscles that are so intensely overused and gripping on everyone. We're in this chronic heart tension, this chronic intention of tension that's been placed upon us since before we even got here. Self-nurturing care is how we break generational wounds of self-abandonment and self-betrayal. Using our voice in the direction of truth and love is how we help wake ourselves up out of fear of expressing ourselves, especially if we've been abused or neglected or abandoned in this life when we tried to share our truth with the people that created us. But especially through all time and space, many of us have been burned at the stake, dumped in a pit, drowned alive, ridiculed, publicly humiliated and mutilated for being the strong, incredible beings that we are. So all this tension that you carry around in your jaw and in your face and in your scalp and in your throat, from just holding it all in and just keeping it all in. It's time that we set it all free now. And allow yourself to bring the light into this body by shining your light into all your dark corners with loving care. Beyond this sort of existential love and light, we bring the love and light into the physical density, into the darkness, into the dark night of the soul of all. We are leaders on the leading edge of thought and consciousness, and we bring the thought and consciousness into the physical body, embodiment, opening up areas of deep tension and deep stagnation through the physical body, helps us hold space for the deeper, darker emotions that are coming forth through us all now. Gemini allows us to hold the story of all. This is one of the most congested parts of the human body as well. Do you see the lateral aspect of the shoulder where the latissimus dorsi and the pecs and the abs and the serratus anterior overlap? So we are connecting when we choose to connect to the things that hurt us and shine our light into the darkness, into the shadow. The shadow transforms. So much of the pain that we carry around with us is something some horrible person did to us. And maybe they're not a horrible person, it's just a horrible moment in time, but we deserve to set ourselves free by learning how to nourish and nurture ourselves and giving ourselves the time and energy to give ourselves that reparenting care, to connect to the inner mother, father, God within us, to anchor and assimilate the masculine and feminine aspect of the mind, the true power of Gemini that helps us break through the rigid binary of the mind. We are all masculine and feminine as one. The rigid binary of male, female is dissolving so that we can access all of our gifts within ourselves. The sacred energy of our own self-love is what will heal this earth. I'm 36 years old at this time, and my grief and my pain has given me the strength to continue to anchor my energy to this earth. And we all have something to share. We all have a story to share. We all have a legacy to share. And we all have a healing journey to share. And if Gemini, Moon, and Sun, and Venus, and Mercury enter into the now, call that light into the crown, into the heart, into the solar plexus, into the roots. Open your heart and soul to your own self. Open your heart and soul to your own life. I love you. I love you.